all the way from the river pretty much to the quarry. There's this one massive ridge. And if that's fairly central circle and you can get control of the entire ridge, you can see the entire map, like everything that is in the zone. So that is the sort of situation where a successful spread combined with good communication could turn into a really good game for you.
That is true. But there we go. The plane is obviously on its way out, and the Turkish players, they're going for that northwestern island and the western area, but it looks like there's going to be a fight in boot camp already.
And Painan, by the looks of it.
Oh, wow.
I think the entire Serbian team is splitting those two positions.
Yeah.
Trying to control the center of the map, and it may turn into a bit of an early advance by Serbia. If they're going to be playing sort of 15 versus like 4 or 5 here, then I think Turkey in for a really rough time here.
I'm also worried about the loot for Serbia though in Painan. Yeah, there's so many players in this. We call it lobster. Well, some people call it lobster. I just call it Big Red or whatever.
It's a lobster.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, lots of players inside lobster. I can't imagine they find that much loot. I mean, it looks like they've all got guns though, so fair enough. And the circle does pop, centered around cave.
Already a Turkish player is going down. Mithrane's out. She created as well. So 2 players down for Turkey. We spoke about aggression needing to come in, and this may be the perfect opportunity for Serbia to make a comeback.
Yeah, that nade didn't do... I mean, did a lot of damage, but didn't quite get the knock. I was quite surprised that was so close, but didn't get any knocks there. Rista, Kakasi pushing in as well. Pretty aggressive. Oh, the flank.
He's getting one down, but he can't get the flush in before he's taken out from behind. Serbia's getting 5 or 6 kills here, uncontested. And realistically, the only way you can turn this into something successful is if you at least get the 1-for-1 trades from Turkey, and it's just not happening. I don't think any Serbian player is going to get knocked and flushed. Kakasi did go down, but he's going to get rezzed up. And now it's Bambaki and Iro, I think, the last 2 real contenders to fight against these Serbian players. They need to start trading kills here.
You've got a few more DA players left. Mr. Iro from TSM there as well, just holding off. Bambaki, he's got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of players in that warehouse, and they're all pushing out.
Merck gets the first one down, and the second player, I think, is going to go down. Bambaki can hit his shots. Yes, he can. So 2 coming back. Can they get a third? They can. 3 down. So suddenly, from a 5-player advantage, it's going to go down to 2. Rare goes down as well. Bambaki going off here. Gets 2. I think actually gets 3 knocks. Yeah, he hasn't flushed his second kill yet. Now Iro's going to get another one. It's all going wrong for Serbia. The entire kill feed is just Turkey, 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 Turkey.
Lots of turkeys. And
well, isn't it Christmas? And Thanksgiving.
That is true, actually, yeah. That's quite funny. Nonetheless, though, Bambaki, nearly hits the other one as well.
If he'd hit that.
Yeah, I think you're out of ammo too, actually. I think he had 0 out of 0 there.
Just about escapes. But yeah, you look at this, and it's still the advantage of Serbia. They're 29 to 24. There were some trades back from the Turkish players, but not quite enough, really, to turn this into a successful gunfight. They need to find another position to try and bring the numbers back to even. This might be the game where Serbia comes back.
Yeah. Dulik.
6 mo's been found out here. Dulik spotted him. Should be an easy kill. 6 mo. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Down. Instantly spotted out, and looks like the flush coming in.
And that's going to be, what, 21 to 29 once Merck gets flushed out as well?
Yeah, it seems so. So they have full control of boot camp. It seems Aro on the western side, and then Libsyn, I think, towards the northern warehouses. And there's even more players pushing out from Painan from the south. So it seems like the majority of Serbian players is trying to take control of boot camp, even though it's not, it's not inside the circle.
Well, I like this from Serbia. The sort of the commitment to that early gunfight. We saw game 1, game 2. It was the hesitation, the lack of aggression in those early circles that really cost them towards the late game. And now they've taken an advantage that they saw. They sort of chose these 2 job spots to center on. And the fact that the Turkish players didn't back off from it meant that if the Serbian players could have been aggressive, they could turn it into an advantage. And that's exactly what's happened. 11 Turkish players going down for only 3 Serbs. So realistically, you're looking at the Turkish team, and they've lost a lot of their big players. And talking big players, arguably their best player, Iro, going down. He did get the knock, but I'm sure he's not going to get that kill.
No, I don't think he will. Yeah, the advantage definitely does grow. You're right. So full control of boot camp now, and I mean the only closest player on that side of the island is the Enderlost or the Venderlost. And he's going to get the whole world of hurt. If he makes any noise there, he's going to get a lot of bullets his way.
I'm looking at this now, and for the first 2 games, we've seen Serbia be in a position of power, be controlling the sort of the strong positions in the circle, and Turkey have been the aggressors. Now, Turkey with the 9-player disadvantage, but they do have that centre circle. They've got the good compounds. So maybe if they could set up a trap on the Serbian players if the Serbian players can't get those successful engagements going on, then there could be a bit of a comeback on. It's certainly not over.
No, exactly. And I mean, you have a lot of players on the northern side, like the northwestern side as well, that do have to come in at some point in time. And I wonder if Serbia's going to push back in from boot camp, and then they'll just have a wave of players coming from behind them, and then a wave of players coming in from the south as well. It's just going to be an absolute sandwich.
Well, Nailup's got the lineup onto the Endelos. He spotted him. Must be communicating with his teammate here. There's no real aggression there. They're trying to collapse onto the player, but if Zoom goes too early, the Endelos is going to get him down. He's going to get the knock and the flush. A little bit of over-aggression there, and now suddenly Nailup in a 1v1. The Endelos is going to back up. I think he should be able to survive if he can just get it across the road. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, looks like he's okay. Oh, well, I see that. The shots do come out. Nailup does tag him once. Some return fire comes in.
He's going to commit to the gunfight with only a 2x, and that was a mistake. Nailup takes him down.
Wow.
Absolutely nailed, and there was realistically no one around to save the Endelos. So
yeah, no.
Serbia retaining that 9-kill advantage. The Endelos did at least get that trade, but given the disadvantage they're already in, those 9 kills, at this point everyone needs to be doing a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Serbia might actually win a game.
Yeah, you know, it could go to 4 games, maybe 5. They could even bring it back. It's it's not a 2-0 sweep anymore. It seems. We'll have to see though.
We do see the Turkish players that were on the northwestern island are trying to go away from the boot camp area, because I think the Turkish players have to know that Pine Island boot camp was pretty much just that's where all the Serbian players were. I think they saw that, and it definitely looks like they've recognized it, and they're trying to just go around the eastern side instead. If they can at least get all 19 players into the center, sort of try and control the middle of the map, and maybe position a few players around Quarry, then if the circle does go east, which we'll see in just 10 seconds, if it goes east, then it's going to be really difficult for Serbia to get in.
Exactly. I think what they possibly could do is maybe put these players coming in from the northern side into spots where they can sneak up and possibly get some spoiler spots.
It's a bit of a human wave from Serbia, yeah. The death stack.
Exactly, but we'll have to see. It's just so tough for Turkey now. Obviously, with a 9-player deficit now, just not really looking good.
But we spoke about how the Turkish team is definitely more stacked. There are a lot of players with competitive experience, and we looked last game how some of the more traditional, Pell players, Iro, the DA players, they didn't have that many kills last game, and the players that did, a lot of them are still alive. So potentially, there's those players that could come in, get 3, get 4, bring that gap back. If they can close it to 3-4 kills by the end of maybe this or next circle, then it's all to play for going into those late game.
Exactly. Some shots going back and forth though. Free NP. Taz going on to advice there. Just shots across this hilly ridge, just southwest of Quarry.
I'm surprised there's no one on the west here, given how it's essentially 40% of the circle. When is the water shift? Is it now?
Third.
So it's now.
It should be third. Yeah. So
it should be shifting towards the Quarry area.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I wonder if that's. I presume that's why there's no one on the west.
Yeah, that would make sense. Looks like Negos is making a run for it solo. He's going against the grain here and
balls
trying to. Yeah, I mean it's I'll give him that for sure.
He's going to drive straight into Apocalypse.
Yeah, this is. I mean, no, they're actually inside the cave.
No, he's on the top.
Oh, he is. Yeah, you're right.
He should be able to get the kill for free. There he is. Gets him down, and there's absolutely nothing any of the Serbian players can do about it. So there's 1 kill back. So down to an 8-kill deficit. It looks like Tari in the center of the map is a really rough spot as well, as you see on the minimap. They've just got control of those warehouses, though. And that might be really good, considering where the circle's going to go on phase 3 with the water shift. That is actually potentially the strong position. But what we see here is the Turkish players are creating a bit of a concave. You can just about see it. Yeah, there we go. The Serbian players are getting congested in the middle of the map. So once the circle sort of shifts away from there, they're going to have to run into this wall, the defensive line of the Turks. And really, they're getting a lot of map control of where the phase 3 is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. We did say it that they should take Quarry and they should put some players in Quarry. It looks like they're pushing out of it right now, taking some shots back and forth. Although I think that's actually they haven't taken any shots just yet. It seems like they are unaware of the flank coming in right here. Kalemdor.
The problem with this though is because there is that big deficit, the line of the Turkish players isn't as long as the Serbian one is. So we see players like Dienlau and Husterish. Once the flank comes in, they can flank the flank. So maybe there's a little bit of over-aggression from the Turks. Time will tell. If they can at least get 2-for-1 trades, 3-for-1 trades here, then maybe they'll be able to bring it back for that central position to take into the late game. But Kalemdor sees the first one, doesn't get the knockdown though.
Yep. no knock just yet. The nade doesn't.
Good enough.
Yeah, no, it's not too far. Free entry though. Yeah, he does get the knock onto Kakasi. And I mean, yeah, knocks go back and forth now. The fight is underway. Genzo gets one onto Dulik.
And you see that number at the top all the way down to 24 from 28. So suddenly the gap is closing. 5 players now, but Tari gets that knock in return. Dienlo flushes his teammate, I think, or at least knocks him. So it's getting, this trade's still not quite where it needs to be for the Turkish players. They need to be getting that 2-for-1, 3-for-1 to bring it back. But they are at least taking down some of that Serbian central line. It's all about whether they can keep doing it. We see the circle goes all the way northeast now. So both teams pretty much dead center. It's all about who can get the map control, all about who can get those flanks working. And it's all about communication now.
No, exactly. And I think for Turkey, as you said, you know, about trying to do these 2-for-1 sort of trades. I think that just comes down to using cover efficiently and just getting one knock, backing off and healing up if you need to, using your utility, and then pushing back out and getting one more, and then doing the same thing over and over again.
And Turkey now going to spot another player out in the open. Advice completely on his own. What was a 9-point gap is now down to 3. Make that down to 2. 19 to 21 now. Serbia, I mean, there was this massive group in the middle that just didn't really do anything when the flank came in. They could have outflanked the flank, and now all of a sudden it's going to be a 1-kill gap.
This is absolutely madness. Like, there's just a big wave. And yeah, Russia does go down as well. It's just a massive conglomeration of players on this western side.
It's even
a line.
19,
yeah,
19.
Even. This is getting interesting now. This deficit is gone.
But if you look at this map, the Turks are spread out into this big line. I was talking about the map control and the vision, and now they have so much vision over the center of that circle, and they're forcing the Serbians back, forcing them towards the edge of the circle into one little area. We do have these little flanking players, Swedish and Apocalypse, but realistically as a solo you can't really do much in this. Maybe get a 2-for-1 trade at the least. But Lipsin gets knocked onto the unknown. And we just see every time there's these individual or duos of the Serbian players that just sort of break away from the main group. And that's how Turkey have been able to bring this scoreline back. You know. They've sort of stayed in this cohesive line, whereas the Serbians are spreading out, getting a bit disorganized and just getting picked off one by one.
Yep.
Really, there's no return. Mugi does at least get this knock, but he's not flushing him for now. There we go. Going to flush the kill. Get the advantage back to the 18-19, but still, given how big that advantage was coming out of first circle, I mean, I really think it's a mistake from Serbia.
Yeah, I mean, you see, it's an advantage for Serbia, but at the same time, this spread just looks so convincing from Turkey. You've got Kalimdor being the sort of the snake in the grass up north. So you see him here right on your screen. He's got the flanking position. Does he want to take any shots right now? I don't think so just yet.
He needs to look for a position where he can try and get 2 or 3 knocks, because that is the way that Turkey are going to win this game. If they're flanking players, the ones with that competitive experience can take out 2 or 3 players. For the less experienced players, then they're going to win the game and make it a hot 3-0.
Exactly. Oh, Kalimdor does get flushed out. He does get spotted. So that's the flanking snake in the grass down.
But we see here how this massive Serbian group up in the north, it's just getting completely split off from these individuals down in the south. So if the sort of the southern Turkish group can start taking out their solos without getting traded for the kills, then they can sort of collapse. And this circle is perfect for Turkey.
Yeah, literally just splits the circle in half. They have the whole majority essentially, and there's a few, obviously, a few Serbian players on the northern side, just trying to do something, get some flanking shots.
But the south is completely cleared out now. The Turkish players can all collapse on this just sort of single quarter of the circle. The northwest, all those Serbian players getting stuck in this one little compound and just sort of the hills just next to it. The Turkish line just really strong with the spread out, took that map control, and they have not only the center, the entirety of the east is now free. So as long as the Turks can sort of contain the Serbians, keep them in that little area, then I can't see anyone except them winning the game.
No, Tari does spot some players just to his south.
Has he forgotten he has a QBU?
I think he might have. Oh, the spray comes in.
That's my kind of spray right there. Getting attacked up by Slippy Zerg actually from a different angle. I'm not quite sure where that's coming in from, but it takes time. Actually, he does get a knock and a flush, so fair play. Use the M4. It did come into good effect for him. And the advantage still won to Serbia. So we saw it sort of collapse to the 18-18, and now Serbia just got that little advantage again. But map control still firmly in the favour of the Turks.
100%. Yeah, great drops down just to the south there. So I mean, it's pretty much free for Turkey. I don't see there's any opposition around to contest it. So that's a free crate for the Turks.
What we see is the Turkish players on the south are actually just clearing out, just making sure that east is free, because once they know all that area is free, they could turn around and they could just completely group up on this northwest. So Apocalypse and Lada looking to sort of clear it out, looking to get as much information as possible for their team.
Yeah, Lazzy knows there's a player behind these rocks. He's got the 3x, but he's not peeking. F's is not doing much at all. Some shots come back and forth, but I mean, as you said, yeah, they're just trying to clear their south side, and then they realize that there's so much free space that they can just push up and take so much more space, more than they already have.
There is this big gap on the southern hill where, because those Turkish players are all going east to have a look at the back, they're sort of opening up the angle for the Serbs to at least get a little bit more map control. So I want to see them push up. I want to see them completely contain the Serbian team and just make it no doubts about who's controlling this map.
Yeah, it just seems like they're resting on their laurels. That, you know, they're not really doing much. They're playing very reactive instead of proactive. Whereas, I mean, you can see the Turkish players, they're pushing out, they're making moves, and now the circle does shift slightly towards Quarry, and literally no Serbian player is inside the circle.
I'm looking at this now, and if Frino and Nona continue to extend here, they're going to sort of push it to a 3 Serbian advantage, unless they can do something magical. But is anyone looking? I don't think any of the 7 players are looking, so maybe this is going to be the play. I'm not a massive fan of these individual pushes in such a big game mode, but it might actually work out. But it looks like Hester has turned around at the perfect time. It's all about who spots who first. Who's first going to spawn him, but he gets taken down 4 HP on 3 MP, but he gets the knock. But now all the Serbian players have turned around. There's an entire swarm coming for them.
Oh,
Can they at least get the trade down? Unna gets the second knock, so 2 down. They've at least got the 1-for-1 trade if they can get those flushes in.
But
Grimix does get flushed out in the end.
Yeah. But this is the distraction that Turkey plays so well. You know, this is the flank distraction.
3 MP is just going wild. He does get taken down eventually, but they got 3 or 4 knocks of it. And what was the 1-player advantage to Serbia? Now 2 towards Turkey. And all those Serbian players are right on the edge of the blue zone, getting pushed in, getting tagged up, and they're not able to heal because of the blue.
Yeah, you see a lot of knocks coming through from the blue, a lot of flushes as well. So I mean, this takes it down to 7 for Serbia and 11 up for Turkey.
Whoa, that warm shot so nearly took him down there. Ladzi needs to do some work here. Foreign does at least get the knock, put it to 10-7. The trades are coming back in. Rulink on this rock is doing so much work. Slippy Zerg as well, getting the tags in. Smash, they're all stepping in, all taking out the Serbs. And the tags just aren't quite doing enough with that Orm.
No, yeah, he's getting no headshots, but only body shots. It's just not working out because they have at least a level 2 vest and just doesn't do anything for them. Yeah, 3 players left now for Serbia. Turkey on 10. And there we go. That is it. Turkey wins in a 3-0 sweep. When we apologies, we thought it was it was going to be a decent game for Serbia.